Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is David and welcome to The Crypto. Today we're going to be talking about some of my favorite cryptocurrencies ranging from Bitcoin Cash to Telcoin and some of the strategies that I implement to gain wealth within the market. We're also going to briefly touch base on some tax implications, but before we get into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so that you can stay up to date and alert on future videos. Alright, so we're on CoinMarketCap, and for today we're going to focus on Bitcoin Cash and Telcoin. And if you ask why those two coins in particular, it's because they make up a larger part of my holdings. So if we go to Bitcoin Cash, we can see that it's had a really stellar day. It's up 45%. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day chart. And we can see for the 7-day chart, it was at about 880, 850, kind of just floating in that area. And for the longest, Bitcoin Cash for several days was just kind of bouncing back and forth within the $1,000 range, which was great. And then today it really popped. So we can see it went down to 950, right there, 950. And then from there, it's just been up all day. And we had a high so far of 1464. Me personally, I think that we're aiming for that 1750 to 2000 mark next if it can hold this level. If it can hold the $1,500 mark, I really do think that we're eyeing 2000 very short term, which is great. So let's pull up Telcoin next. And Telcoin has been phenomenal. If you haven't heard of Telcoin, I highly suggest that you look into it. And I know a lot of YouTubers are like, look into this coin, but I'm being serious. This coin is different, and the fact that there isn't any kind of major marketing going on. The company isn't paying YouTubers to talk about this coin. Granted, there aren't a lot of YouTubers that are talking about the coin, and that's for a reason. It's kind of flown under the radar, and if you are holding a Tel bag, you're doing very well for yourself. Even if you've just gotten in recently, I think even short to long term, you're going to be doing just fine. And from an outsider looking in, if you're looking at this chart and you're like, wow, like that looks like the Burj Khalifa. That thing is massive. But it's really at levels that I think that it should be. And this is before V3 even rolls out. So we had major consolidation for a month, over a month. And then at this point, we really broke through that and we've skyrocketed all the way to almost 3 cents. It's hard to say where it's going to go from this point. It could retest down to 2, although we'll see. The crypto market fluctuates so much, so I don't want to say like, no, it's not going to go to 2 or it's for sure going to 2. We don't know. No one really knows. Regardless of if you buy it now or later, or if it does drop down, I think you're going to be fine if you're looking at it from a long-term aspect. Now, Jack made a video yesterday about Telcoin, and his long-term prediction for this year, short-term to mid-term, which I mean for this year, is about a quarter. I would probably agree with that. I think that if the entire market swells, we definitely could see those levels. So that's important to keep in mind, that even if you are getting in at this 2 to 3 cent range, there's a possibility that you could 8 to 10x your money short term, which would be huge. But the main reason that I want to talk about Bitcoin Cash and Telcoin, I already mentioned it, they do consist of a large portion of my holdings, but I want to talk about something greater, and that is the strategy for cryptocurrencies. You have a lot of people that try to day trade, and I don't have a problem with that. I think that you can make money, but I think that there's a fine line that you need to pay attention to, because in my personal opinion, I don't think it's smart to be day trading with all of your holdings. If you are going to be day trading, I think you should set 5 to 10% aside and kind of play with that. So say for instance, you're working with a $10,000 bag and you're like, I want to see what I can do with 1,000, or, see what I can do day trading. I would recommend taking $1,000 and seeing if you can get, a daily 25% swing or a 30% swing on a day, and really work with a small number. If you're trying to work with your entire bag, I feel like it's very easy to get burned. And one way that I've made decent money so far, decent money within the crypto, is straight up buying and holding. I talk to a lot of friends and family, and some of them are kind of wishy-washy in regards to holding, but I think holding is like the surefire. Yes, it sucks seeing your bag drop, 20, 30%, and you're like, dang, I wish I would have sold. Like for instance, Bitcoin Cash went up to $1,200. Yeah, that would have been great if I sold my entire bag at $1,200 and then bought back in at $750. But you're never going to be able to time the market on a consistent basis. I think it's extremely important to buy what you like and hold it. Don't do anything else. That's my personal take. I think buy what you really like and keep it. Then again, if you want to do like some day trading, just play with 10%. It's not a huge deal. I really do think long-term holding is the best, especially if you're looking at a tax implication, because if you're doing a bunch of short-term trading, they're going to look at that as short-term capital gains versus a long-term capital gains. So with short-term capital gains, the tax implication is a lot steeper than if you were to hold the cryptocurrency for over a year. Then it would fall into that next bracket of the long-term personal holdings. So the way that the IRS structures gains on crypto is they look at it similar to the stock market, or if you made some money for a house. So I'll do an analogy. Let's say you buy a house for $100,000 and you turn around and flip it the next day for $150,000. You're going to be taxed on that $50,000 gain, and it's not just going to be like a flat rate for that for the gain that you have. From what I've talked to some CPAs and some other tax people, is they add that $50,000 gain onto your personal earnings. So say for instance you have a day job and you're making 40 grand a year. Then if you made 50,000 additional within that year, you would be taxed at that $90,000 bracket. So it's incremental. You don't get taxed for the entire amount like a flat rate. It's incremental, which is good, but you really don't want to get caught in owing the IRS a huge tax bill by day trading and potentially incurring, short-term capital gains that have a higher tax bracket. So if there's a couple of things that you could take from this video, for me personally, my recommendation would be to buy what you really like. Even if it's not a lot of cryptocurrencies, buy what you like and just hold it. I think that that's going to play out in the best of your advantage. I think that if you do that, you'll be solid. You'll have less stress in your life. Constantly looking at the graphs and trying to chase the dip and chase the pump. It's too stressful, and a lot of people can't handle it, and a lot of people get burned. I got burned back in 2017 doing something similar. So if there's one thing that I can pass along to someone that's new within the market, is buy what you like, look into projects that you like. I highly advise looking into Bitcoin Cash and Telcoin. I think that they're great projects. I think that they have a ton of potential in the future, and just hold it. Literally just hold it. Do nothing with it. Just hold it, because you're going to pay less in taxes. You're going to have less stress. Sure, you're not going to make as much in the short term if you were to try to chase those 20 to 30% drops, but in the long term, I think that you will be better, as well as for tax implications. I know I kind of went on a ramble. I don't have a lot of time. I got to get out, but I did want to make this video for you so that you guys can, hopefully learn something. This channel, me and Jack, we're trying to grow it so that we can teach people, strategies, tips. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I have my phone on me, and I open up YouTube Studio 20-30 times a day and kind of just look through the comments and respond to people. So if you do have any questions, let us know. We're here to help you. And I do want to thank you guys again for watching the video. Take care, y'all.